Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
You're listening to The Rod Eccles Show.
Bernie Sanders. Welcome back, folks, to The Rod Eccles Show. I'm your lovable host, L. Rod. Bernie Sanders, according to WND.com, says that women fantasize about being raped. The candidate's 1972 essay in an alternative paper surfaces. That's right. In an essay, in a 1972 essay, presidential candidate Senator Bernie Sanders, they have him listed as a Democrat out of Vermont. He's supposed to be an independent. Opined that men fantasized about women being abused. He also claimed that women fantasize about being gang raped. In an article entitled Men and Women, published in an alternative newspaper called the Vermont Freeman, Sanders shared his thoughts on male and female sexuality in ways that would cause a media firestorm if it had been penned by any current GOP candidate, even one with as little chance of grabbing his party nomination as Sanders currently has. Yeah, because he's not going to... He's not going to beat out, well, Hillary or whoever the new person is. If it's not Hillary, and let's hope that it is not Hillary. Really hoping that it's not Hillary. But Bernie Sanders is saying that he said he wrote it. He wrote it back in 1972. So I know that was a long time ago. Well, you know what? You don't give Republicans the same type of thing, the same type of leeway, the same type of forgiveness. So I don't know why we should give your side the same type of leeway and forgiveness. Why? He says, now this is a quote from his article. A man goes home and masturbates his typical fantasy. A woman on her knees, a woman tied up, a woman abused. Now, I don't know about you, but that has not ever been one of my fantasies. But Bernie Sanders says it is, so I'm thinking maybe at one time, logically speaking, maybe it was one of his fantasies. He wrote it. I'm just quoting what he wrote. So if you don't believe if you didn't think that Bernie Sanders was disgusting before, what do you think about him now? Now, Sanders didn't specify as to how he had gained such a deep understanding of the male psyche. Well, he's a male, so I guess that and he's a liberal, so that's enough, right? Now, in terms of his understanding of female sexual fantasies, Sanders provided similar insight. A woman, he wrote, enjoys intercourse with her man as she fantasizes about being raped by three men simultaneously. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, well, that's kind of wacky. But then again, it was 1972, Rod. It was a long time ago. Well, why don't we fast forward to today? Does Sanders still say stuff that's just as wacky, stupid, crazy, ignorant as that? Well, if the answer is yes to that, that means he hasn't changed one bit. He's still the same crackpot he's always been. He's still the same liberal, communistic idiot he's always been. Now, it doesn't take a sexologist or a sociologist or any other ologist that studies human behavior or doesn't study human behavior to understand that these types of statements are just not only highly offensive, but they should make women, especially the feminazis out there, completely and totally irate. Because, I don't know, let's just say that, for craps and giggles, let's just say that this story was not penned by Bernie Sanders. Let's say this story was penned in 1972 by George Pataki, who, by the way, jumped into the race today for president on the GOP side. So let's just say George Pataki. Now, obviously, George Pataki did not write this, and there is no evidence that he wrote anything even close to this. But let's just, for craps and giggles, let's just say that Mr. Pataki, Governor Pataki, was the author of this article, not Senator Sanders. Do you think the feminazis would let him off the hook? Well, that was in 72, Rod. That was a long time ago. Do you think they would let him off by saying, well, he's had a chance to mellow his viewpoints. His age tells us a different story about it. Well, really? He's still the same crackpot as you would say that George Pataki is still the same crackpot that he was back then. The same extremist. So I'm calling you out, you leftists. George Pataki didn't write this paper, this article. George Pataki did not have it published in the Vermont Freeman back in 1972. George Pataki did not express what he felt were the typical male fantasy. George Pataki did not say or write about the typical woman fantasizing about being raped by three men simultaneously while she's having intercourse with her husband or boyfriend. No, that was all Bernie Sanders. No GOP, no Republican, no right-winger, but Bernie Sanders. Nobody forced him to pen it. Nobody forced him to write it. Nobody forced him to send it to be published. That was all on him, Bernie Sanders, not the Republicans. Republicans cannot be blamed for this. They did not have anything to do with it. They did not approve it, did not look at it, did not know about it. It's all Bernie Sanders. So what say you now, you liberal leftist nut jobs? The man is a kook. He isn't too far from that stupid 1972 liberal tree. He's still there. Now, perhaps Sanders gets a pass due to his early work as a psychiatric hospital. According to the story, he was not a patient there, at least not at that particular time. Or his associations with radical hippies in the early 60s. But what is even more astounding is that the opinion piece was written after Sanders had stepped into the political fray. In 1971, Sanders launched his first bid for Senate in the first of 4 losing campaigns for U.S. Senate and a governor. It appears his platform hasn't changed much since then. Just as I said, well, it hasn't. He's still the same nut job. I mean, he was Burlington's mayor? Either Burlington or Vermont. He was a Vermont city mayor, and then he went on to the state legislature and then elected as Vermont senator, I do believe. That's how he got where he's currently at, and looking to be president. But let's face it, he's not going to do it. But we don't know how he came. He's not elaborating on how he came about such inquisitive knowledge about the male and female sexual psyche. But evidently, he knew about it, and that's why he wrote about it way back then, back in '72. And he's still not really changing from any of his craziness that he had way back then. Here's a Washington Times article. Judge's ruling allows concealed carry for D.C. gun owners. Shoots down police objections. A federal judge on Thursday denied a short-term stay on a decision that blocked the district from enforcing a key provision of its restrictive concealed carry laws, prompting the city to notify gun owners who had been denied a carry permit that they can now obtain one. Now, U.S. District Judge Frederick J. Scullin, Jr. left open the possibility the district could obtain a stay pending appeal of his previous ruling, which called the city's requirement that gun owners demonstrate a good reason to obtain a permit unconstitutional. He set a hearing on the matter for July 7th. Now, in the meantime, the ruling means the Metropolitan Police Department